another episode of Opinions That Matter. Today we are here in the lovely city of Pune in the outdoors of Brinton Pharma. We had this opportunity of enjoying this lush green space at Brinton, courtesy Mr. Amit Jain. So welcome to Opinions That Matter. Thank you for having us here. I know, sir, you have been around in this industry for many years and you've been in a leadership position wherein you could take decisions for the organization for almost 15-20 years now. And this, I believe, has helped a lot of organizations in bringing that common thread for the entire team to work, whether it is the sales, the marketing, the distribution. So there was a common link for all of them to work towards, building up the brands, building up the perception of the organization, bringing up that customer centricity as a core for the organization. Sir, help me understand, how did you make that happen?
So first of all, thank you, Richa, for inviting me to the platform of Opinion That Matters. And probably I feel myself honored to be the part of this program. And I'm sure I'll try to do my best to share my experiences and my thoughts to my industry colleagues so that everybody can be benefited. And welcome to you to Brinton House and enjoying the weather for Pune. So if you talk about today customer centricity, let me tell you, we all are living now into a digital disruptions. And if you see into this world, no more your traditional approaches are working on because of there are reasons that due to digital disruptions and the technological announcement, now the customer landscape is changing, his behavior and things are changing a lot. And you will find that customer is more self-centric, they are more having an awareness. So it is very, very important that pharma or even any industry cannot no longer continue on the traditional approaches which they had. And it is extremely important that we must focus more onto the customer centricity. So because today, if you see anything which is evolving around, so it is, whether you talk about strategy or you talk about any plans, it has to revolve around the customer itself by putting customer at the center core. Because in order to give you an example, like I remember that when we used to hire the taxis, we used to book earlier, 1 day prior, 2 days prior. But today what is happening is that Uber has really changed. They know that I'm going to get a transportation. So these companies have really enhanced the customer-centric organizations and customer experiences. Same time, if you see Tesla, they're working together that rather than owning a car, now you can have a experience for driving it selflessly. So lots of things are emerging to the emergence of the technology. Things I would say that one is when you talk about customer centricity and to see that what you are investing, you should be able to get the right inputs. But today, let me tell you, rather than becoming an ROI focus, I think the focus should go more on the customer. So as I mentioned in my earlier talk, that today the customer behavior and the landscape is completely changing. So no more your traditional models or your prior information will actually work for you. And it is extremely important that I think we should take an example from different industries, like how Amazon or even the other companies are actually working hard to analyze the daily consumer behavior, and then accordingly they are providing the services and the products to them. So no more longer that your traditional approaches will work. Actually start thinking that with my product and services, how this customer will have a repeat purchase or the repeated buyer can happen from him. See, that every company or every brand you're purchasing, after that there's a survey comes that how you score our services, how you rate our product and all on the scale of 10. So the company has to really work hard that why this customer is facing issue, or probably they're likely to shift to the competitions. So I think the whole focus, same molecule, lots of brands are getting promoted. So how will you create that brand differentiator which the patient should pick up? Today, even when the patient is approaching the doctors, they are actually going with lots of self-awareness things based on the internet informations. And probably doctor is also having a challenges that they have to prescribe the right things for the patients. And there again, it is the companies who actually help the healthcare professionals also to achieve that customer satisfaction so that the customer life cycle can be achieved for a long-term perspective. Another important feedback I would like to highlight, the last part I would say that consistent feedback and continuous improvements towards that will play a larger role. So overall perspective should be for a long-term perspective, your long-term engagement, rather than going for a short-term ROIs. And that will help you to create a balance between the ROI and customer-centric into the digital world.
as you mentioned, Brinton has had this customer centricity as its core value proposition for their customers in the market. Has this helped the company gain 100 crore and be one of the fastest growing pharma companies in the industry today? Is this one of the reasons why we are seeing this growth for the company?
So Brinton Pharma definitely has focused on customer centricity, and I could say that when we were approaching to the first customer, so we know that how we have to really build customer to customer, and probably every time we had kept the customer centricity at the core itself. So there were two things in mind. One is that how we can have the customer loyalty for our products, and same time how can we create a brand differentiator compared to our competitive, and that has actually given us a competitive edge. That and we had actually focused on the customer feedbacks and the experiences which they are having with our brands, and which has probably helped Brinton Pharma to continuously improve our products based on the requirement of the customers and the feedbacks which we are getting from the healthcare professionals or the consumers who was purchasing our products. And when it comes to dermatology and cosmetology, there's a lots of products are available which even getting directly purchased by the consumers or the repeated purchases are happening. But we keep valuing the feedbacks what is coming up onto the different platforms, and probably that actually helped the Brinton Pharma to take that customer centricity approach. So for us, each customer has a larger value, and we always believe that we must continue to have them the life cycle value, and that has also further helped Brinton Pharma to increase our customer base. And that is particular reason Brinton Pharma has been recognized well. Today, if I say, we are number one in terms of the sunscreen category, and we are into top 10 brands into many different molecules too.
How has Brinton evolved as a customer-centric organization point of view? But then, if you could tell us, how did the company evolve, keeping this aspect as its core?
So much before me, I would say, Brinton Pharma, because of our chairman, I think he is quite visionary, and he has always committed to build this organization as a best customer-centric organizations. And for that, he has taken lots of approaches. Like whatever infrastructure he has built up, is actually built up completely focused on that how we can achieve the customer centricity. So we had a department which is sales and marketing teams completely focused on customers. Secondly, all our strategies and plannings are focused on customers. Third, we had complete structures, like we had a customer experience teams, we had a customer relationship management teams, which are constantly working to take the feedback from the customers to achieve the life cycle value. And probably this has actually helped Brinton Pharma to emerge as one of the fastest growing organization into IPM. Though we have started very recently, around 10 years back, but we were the first company to achieve 100 crore turnover in a very short span of time. And Brinton Pharma is really committed to become a Brinton Global, and we are all working towards bringing this organization to a newer heights. There are lots of things Brinton Pharma has already taken up. First is whether I talk about the rewards and recognition, so it is more of a customer focused. Secondly, we had empowered our people, and we had given them a good training, especially that how you can do the profiling of the customers, how you can identify the needs and wants of the customers, and what are the different likings and hobbies of the customers. And that has actually helped our people to reach very closer to the customers. And the moment you are able to build a strong relationship with your customers, it always helps you that you start getting the prescribers and the business from those customers. Plus our learning and development team, and even our cross-functional teams like HR, or even I talk about purchase, or even I talk about other cross-functional teams, whether it's creatives. We are focusing on that how we can have the best content. We are focusing on that how we can provide the right informations, and then we are constantly working on improving ourselves based on whatever the feedbacks are coming up, whether it's a quality, whether it's any requirements. So we work more of personalization and customizations, and that has actually helped this organization to achieve a faster pace. And my joining, I would say that we are actually trying to build this organization further, so that we can actually survive ourselves into the digital disruptions world. And the whole objective is that how we can enter fast into the new therapies, how we can be into preventive health, how we can acquire a space into women health, nutraceuticals, even cardiodiabeto, rheumatology, pain and joint. And the company has a good plans to do a good amount of work even in the digital space too. We have recently acquired Crack as a cream. That's marketing rights has come to us, and then we are working further to even leverage the OTC and the FMCG channels. And we are launching very shortly one of the product into GI care, entering into the luxury market where we are creating a differentiators. And so we have a big plans. In order to take this company forward, we have opened up a research place into UK, and then we are constantly working to felt our global presence into different countries. And whole objective is that how fast we can achieve the presence into 100 countries. So it's not just domestic. I think the international level also, Brendan Pharma is working very hard to build as a strong organization. And whole thing, if I say, the vision and the mission of the organization is very clear that we have to evolve as one of the fastest growing company which can provide the value to the customers. And same time, all our channels which we're working on, we are actually focusing on that how we can have a right talent and how we can focus more on a quality so that we can provide the better aspects to the customers. So with this approach, I'm sure Brenton Pharma very shortly will see at a global space and into different therapies.
To you are the top 3 do's and don'ts for the brand managers who are going to enter the brand planning season very soon.
So I think everybody knows, but let me give you some tips. Today, if you see when it comes to the planning your strategy, I would only like to mention that put customer at the core of your strategy and then start thinking that how I can really help to build a strong customer base and focus more on a long-term perspective rather than just selling about your product features. Because today customer is very much demanding, and I think it is important for a product manager or a marketer to see that what are the services you can offer around the pill. It's not just the pill, I would say. So it is extremely important that we must continue to focus by putting everything at the center as customer, and then think that what are the needs and wants, and probably that will give a good direction to any product management or the marketer to think ahead compared to their competitors. So that's a differentiator today you can create by achieving the customer delight.
Customer engagement, team engagement, your internal team engagement, and then building a customer-centric organization. How do you marry all these aspects together?
So Richa, it is very important today that you must engage your employees because if a highly engaged employee will lead to a higher customer satisfaction. And in Brenton Pharma, we believe in collaboration and teamwork. We are involving each and our employee to the decisions which we are taking up on a day-to-day basis, and then we are having an open culture where we ensure that every day, whatever the feedbacks are coming up, every company, everybody is stakeholder, the senior leadership has to work onto the feedbacks which are coming up. So it is never the top-down approach we are adopting. We are always adopting that how, because our employees are the face to the customers. And whatever the feedbacks are coming to them, we give the value to them. And same time, we always believe in empowering them so that they can take the informed decisions. And our learning and development team is also playing a larger role in Brenton Pharma in educating that whatever the profilings you can do for your customers much prior you're meeting them. And I think there's a lots of learnings we have adopted from a different industries also. Like if I talk about e-commerce, they know the customers' experiences and they know the customers very well. So Brenton Pharma has also trying to work on the similar lines that what kind of the behaviors, what kind of needs, and then we are sharing with our team members that how you can engage the customers, what is the social profiling, what is his personal likings. And today if I say personalization is very, very important, customization is important. So we are educating our employees that how you can reach or create a personalization and a customization. Secondly, I always believe that when you had a engaged employee, it will work very hard with lots of satisfactions, and he'll go extra miles rather than just doing as a 9-to-5 job. And that is actually keeping us a little different compared to all other organizations. So whole our marketing teams, the top leadership, or even down the line, we actually make sure that our people should understand that why we want to do those things, why it is important for the organizations, how can you really add value, and all these things are actually further help to create.
So I 360-degree approach.
Yeah, that is always helping us to have a 360-degree approach, and we are able to take our decisions very, very fast for the continuous development and improvements. And these are the things which is actually into the core. So one of the core values is networking and collaborations only, and we basically focus more on a teamwork approach.
According to you, sir, what can the pharma industry learn from the other industries?
So pharma industry, I think there is a lot which is happening into the other industries, which is actually creating more centric organizations, customer centric organizations. Because if you see Amazon today, I think they are working more on personalizations and the complete customizations. They're trying to understand the behavior, what the customer needs, and then through AI, they're actually helping the patients to reach out to those products on a faster mode. Secondly, if you see, there's a big data is available today, which is actually helping to know the customer insights. So when pharma is actually planning their strategies and all, I think we need to utilize the data which is available for each of the customers, even the likings of the healthcare professionals or even the patients or the unmet needs. So that will always help you to take right decisions. Third, I would say that the omni-channel marketings, because today it's person-to-person marketing will not help you. So the right use of all the social media channels, the emails, and even for the other digital multi-channel marketing which are being created today, I think the pharma must leverage all the channels while preparing their strategies. And today content is the key. So it is again extremely important that you have to really focus on sharing the right values about your brands to each customer so that he knows, and there's a lots of transparency should be there into your communications. So all your omni-channel marketing strategies or whether it's a content creations, I think there's a lot happened into the e-commerce industries or even the FMCG and OTC segments who are doing a space at the social media level or the TV space. But I think for pharma, personalization and customization is going to be the key to success. And we should continue to work at how I can have a better insights on the customers. So today, I think that's a learning which pharma can adopt.
I still remember when I used to be a product manager long ago. My boss used to tell me, get your customers KYC, get your customers KYC. Today, yes, it is the most important, but then there are companies who started long ago. There are many companies who started long ago. Do you think they're going to have that advantage of being the early movers, of understanding the customers?
So very right and appropriate question, because today, what is available to you? Until you don't have a KYC of a customer or you don't know what are the likings of the customer, any strategy will you prepare? You cannot predict the outcomes. But once you know that you had a complete KYC of the customer, probably you can actually plan your outcomes also, and you can visualize what is going to be the outcome. Brinton Pharma, I think very fortunate that we had actually focused right from the inception on having a complete KYC of the customer. And we are consistently evolving that not just the personal data, I think the social data, and even we are reaching out to the family members also to understand that what are their needs, so that we can have more as a relationship with the customer to achieve the life cycle value. And once you start having a personalized relationship with those customers, that plays a very larger role.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, Richa.
It was a delight talking to you. Have a lovely day ahead, sir. Also, thank you to our audience for joining us. Have a great day.